Hey, good morning, friends. We're going to take a quick look at elasticity of demand today. This is going to be our topic for remote or extended on Thursday and Friday. So, if we look at elasticity of demand, it's a measure of how sensitive quantity is to a change in price. So, our demand for goods doesn't behave the same way for all goods. Some goods um, we have really what we would call inelastic demand for. And other goods, we have what is called elastic demand. So we need to know the difference between all elastic demand and inelastic demand. So we're going to jump ahead. You can go through these ones on your own. These notes are on Canvas. But for inelastic demand, here's a really good example where this woman is buying milk, and when it's 80 cents, she buys like five, and when it's 240, she still buys four because she needs it. You know, if she has kids or whatever, milk is a staple in the diet, so she's going to buy it even if the price goes up. So therefore we say it's inelastic. She might buy a little less, but she's still basically buying as much as she did before. So inelastic demand quantity is insensitive to price changes. There will be a decrease or increase in demand if the price changes, but it'll be a very small increase or decrease. When we look at a inelastic demand curve, it's a very vertical curve, as you see in the diagram. You'll also see this in your book. The thing we'll say with this is when a inelastic demand curve happens, the change in price will always be greater than the change in quantity. Meaning, if I have a big change in price, I'll have a small change in quantity. Here are examples of things that have inelastic demand. Gasoline, milk, diapers. If you have a baby, diapers, baby formula, and things like that. Toilet paper. Those are things that you would have inelastic demand for. And here's the main idea with this too. What types of things have inelastic demand? One, if there's no substitutes or very few substitutes, like gasoline, I can't replace with anything. Diapers, hard to replace. I've tried, when my little brother was a baby, they tried cloth diapers. That was no fun. Addictions, if you're addicted to cigarettes or alcohol or meth, that becomes a priority. So people will prioritize that and they'll still buy that, and they'll sacrifice other things like food or paying their bills or whatever. So inelastic demand, I know I'm going fast, but this is the basic idea: is you're kind of stuck. You buy it. There's small changes in quantity with changes in price. Okay, and you really want to know that these are the categories and know some examples. Okay, and then don't worry about the elasticity coefficient. I'm not going to have you do the math stuff. So cola is an example of elastic demand, similar one to the previous cartoon, but in this cartoon, when the price goes up, he doesn't buy it. You don't need it. You just say, oh, never mind, I'm not buying that. Okay. So we have a flat demand curve showing that a small change in price can lead to a big change in quantity. The change in price will always be smaller than the change in quantity with an elastic demand curve, meaning little change in price, big change in quantity. Okay. So here's some examples: pizza, boats, soda, beef, gold, like things you don't need, things that are luxuries, things that are big purchases. Those can be elastic demand. Many substitutes, luxuries, large portion of income. If you have plenty of time to decide, those are all categories as well of elastic demand. If I have time to make the decision, I'll shop around, I'll look for a good deal. There's no rush for it. And it kind of depends. Like you could have inelastic demand for a plane ticket if you had an emergency. Like say you had a funeral in your family and you had to get back to, I don't know, Wisconsin by in 3 days. Well, that's inelastic demand. You're going to pay it. You're probably going to be stuck. You're just like, I have to buy this ticket. But if you're thinking about taking a vacation for, say, spring break in March, you could take your time. You could look. You could have some flexibility, and you could wait for a good deal because you have time. That's elastic demand. Okay, and then you're going to look at the book here. I'm going to stop. Okay. Oh, it's about done. So the book starts on page 78. So I'm going to have you look at this as well, and you should be able to access this through Canvas. So elasticity of demand, I would recommend you really check out. check it out.